Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Ever since the Jeffrey Epstein scandal burst back into national headlines, the president has been trying to distance himself from the convicted sex offender. He's downplayed their relationship to the press. He's jettisoned a cabinet member who has ties to the Epstein scandal. But tonight, Donald Trump's project got a little harder. Tonight, we have more evidence the president of the United States has been lying about his relationship with the now registered sex offender. NBC has uncovered archive footage of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein partying together at Mar-a-Lago back in 1992. Here's how Mika Brzezinski described the interaction on Morning Joe.
Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, "Look at her back there. She's hot." And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter.
Footage was shot by NBC for a profile of Trump on Faith Daniels' talk show, A Closer Look. Trump's behavior in the rest of the episode hasn't aged super well.
I saw you at the celebrity chef dinner here in New York.
And what a kiss.
You kissed me on the lips in front of the paparazzi, and I said, that'll cost you. I'm booking you on the show.
I know, that's good.
True story,
The
correct?
kiss was so good, and it was so open and nice. She is a fabulous woman. And I
So
just can't
open and
stop.
nice. Wait a
And her
minute.
husband is a handsome devil, I'll tell you. He's a good guy. But I think he had his back turned at the time. But, so we had a good time.
That would be it? That's your choice? Look around. What kind of
No,
woman
not
do
my
you
choice.
like?
I think my choice might be you. Look at the legs on her. Boy. Good for you. I probably would have been in a corner with my thumb in my mouth and just going, you know, Mommy, take me home. I want to go home.
Well, you certainly aren't
Because-
doing that. We saw evidence of that.
No, I'm not. No. Somebody else's thumb in my mouth.
In your case, I mean, we've already gone through all the scandals. There'd be nothing left to uncover,
Yeah.
haven't we? I mean,
You might be right.
Yep, no more scandals after that. As recently as 2002, Trump was singing Jeffrey Epstein's praises to New York Magazine. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. The New York Times reports that back in 1992, the same year as the NBC footage, Trump attended a party with just Epstein, just him and Epstein, and, quoting, 28 girls. He dismissed a business partner's warnings about his friend's conduct. I said, look, Donald, I know Jeff really well. I can't have him going after younger girls. That was the warning, Mr. Maharani remembers. He said, look, I'm putting my name on it. I wouldn't put my name on it and have a scandal. Now Epstein is currently in jail, newly accused of sexually exploiting and abusing dozens of minor girls. So this is what President Trump said about Epstein just last week.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan. I was not, a long time ago. I'd say maybe 15 years. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you.
Trump tried to distance himself even more from Epstein days later, pushing out his Secretary of Labor, who, as U.S. Attorney, gave Epstein the infamous sweetheart deal when he was accused of the same crimes over a decade ago. Epstein is expected to find out tomorrow whether he'll get bail, but prosecutors say he's a serious flight risk. Today, prosecutors told the judge Epstein used a foreign passport with a fake name to enter several countries in the 1980s. What? Including the UK, France, Spain, and Saudi Arabia. They say the passport was found inside a safe, and then I quote again here, along with $70,000 in cash and just 48 loose diamonds, like you do. It's important to remember that we're still very much at the beginning of the Epstein story. Regardless of what happens tomorrow, we're going to learn a lot more about Jeffrey Epstein and the people he spent time with. And that's what Donald Trump doesn't want you to see. It's what he doesn't want you to talk about. Joining me now, Mark Fisher, senior editor of The Washington Post, author of Trump Revealed, the definitive biography of the 45th president. What is your reaction to that footage as someone who wrote a book about the guy?
Well, you have to remember that this is taking place at a time when Donald Trump's empire is falling apart. He's gone through 6 bankruptcies. His real estate and casino businesses are in a state of virtual collapse. His marriage with Ivana Trump has also collapsed. He's even broken up with Marla Maples, who would eventually become his second wife. So he's looking to improve his reputation, and it might seem curious that he would choose to do so by holding a party with Jeffrey Epstein, where he knows there are cameras from NBC. But in fact, he does see this as a way to enhance his reputation because he points out to Epstein that the NBC cameras are watching them as they are guffawing and poking one another with glee about the 28 women who are there. These are NFL cheerleaders, by the way. This party was in commemoration of the Buffalo Bills playing the Miami Dolphins that weekend, and these were mostly Buffalo Bills cheerleaders who were at the party.
I mean, I guess there's a question always about what is known in the circles that Epstein is running in this time about what his predilections are.
Well, certainly Donald Trump knew that. In fact, Trump, his one shining moment in this whole sordid episode came around that time when Trump actually banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, although Epstein had been a rather frequent guest there and Trump had made return visits to Epstein's estate just down the road. Trump eventually would ban Epstein from Mar-a-Lago because one of Epstein's procurers recruited a locker room girl from Trump's employ, a teenager, to come and be one of his masseuses over at the Epstein place. So that was that may not be the falling out that Trump is talking about in the clip you showed. We're not exactly sure which one he's referring to there, but it certainly was the beginning of the end of their relationship.
We should note that it appears that one of the women who has been accused of being one of those recruiters, at least in the Miami Herald reporting, Ghislaine Maxwell, appears to be in the footage of this party as well, which struck me as notable, given the fact that the woman who comes on the record and speaks to the Miami Herald and is on tape accusing Maxwell of recruiting her from Mar-a-Lago to then be essentially sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein, that Maxwell is also at this party.
Yes, she was really a constant companion of Jeffrey Epstein through that entire period and for many years thereafter. Ghislaine Maxwell played a curious but very close role in Epstein's world. She was not only a procurer of young girls, according to any number of those now women who have testified or been deposed about these incidents. She was also an important part of his financial arrangement. She's the daughter of Robert Maxwell, the press lord who died mysteriously. And Ghislaine Maxwell was certainly someone who introduced Jeffrey Epstein to many people in the worlds of celebrity, British royalty, American politics. Epstein was a more retiring sort and did not have those social connections that Ms. Maxwell brought him.
All right, Mark Fisher, who wrote a book about the man that you see there on your screen next to Jeffrey Epstein. Thank you very much for your time.
Good to be with you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.